Happy Sunday night, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nuestra Tabla Rasa. Hello, everyone. See, we got some people in the chat already. Of course, I can't see because I'm not wearing my reading glasses. But hello, Victor,
Hey, Billy.
Krista, and hello, Lucky.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good. Got through the Christmas season once again. It was fun.
Excellent.
Ate some great food.
Good.
Spent some quality time with my friends.
Even
It was a
better.
good time.
Awesome. How about you, Trista?
Yeah, it was good. Didn't do a whole lot other than kind of normal things. I'm not much of a Christmassy kind of person because my family's all really far away. And then we were going to just have like a dinner while we were on like a FaceTime kind of thing, but my mom wasn't feeling well that day, so we postponed. We're going to celebrate coming up, so that should be fun.
All
But
right.
yeah, it's been an up and down week to be honest, but that's okay. It's up right now, so it's all good.
That's good. It's up and it's quiet. It's almost
Mhm.
quiet. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's good. And the family's been coming by the chats. I got to see your mom for
Yes.
sure,
Yeah.
your sister, which is awesome. And maybe they're here tonight.
Yeah.
So that's very cool.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll
How about
see.
you, Lucky? How'd the holidays treat you?
Great. Fantastic. I sent out all my Christmas cards and I received one that was fantastic because I like giving more than receiving.
Good. And then what do you do with all those cards, you know? I mean, it's nice.
Exactly. So then I sent them to some other people's problems. I sent all my Christmas cards and that way, it's done.
And do you
That
do photographs of the family and send
No,
it?
no. I just bought some cards and then wrote a personal note in each one. The photograph thing is just it's silly. I think a personal note for me was just kind of hits, and it also can spread the energy around, the love, or the compassion, the favor all around. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually really nice. That's really nice. Good for you. Awesome. Well, I had a good week. I've been resting a lot, which always makes me feel like I'm being lazy, but I know it's not. I know it's self love. I've been extremely tired, very thirsty, so I have a candy in my mouth. I'll be done with it soon. Um,
What flavor?
it's a cough drop with honey in the middle.
Okay.
Ricola. Because I wanted one and I was going to go for Jolly Rancher, but I can't figure out where and if
Oh,
there's
those are
any
great.
holiday candy left. So it's just this.
Can I
I'm
interject
very
something
thirsty. Yes.
about Jolly Ranchers? Do you put like four in your mouth ever? Especially the apple ones?
Oh.
No, but I do like the apple ones, the green
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, try four of them.
Mm,
It's a great. It's
That,
awesome.
okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
No, that's great.
stop your
that sounds
talking.
like it would be like salivary overload,
Hmm.
Yeah.
especially the apple flavor.
See,
You,
Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Cool.
you know what's interesting is that when we go hiking, we take Jolly Ranchers. And I had no idea why we had to pack Jolly Ranchers, right? And it's because when your mouth gets so dry up there, you want to have the Jolly Rancher, and it's incredibly satisfying when you're up there and yeah, you're just sipping on water and
And it's a hike,
hot.
probably for the sugar, the glucose as well.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's a good tip for anyone that hikes. I mean, I don't know. That's a Millie tip. Let's see, we got Angela here today, and Ben, and Kim, and Lakeside Laura.
Richard.
Let's see who else. Oh, Richard, Mary Wins,
Mary.
Christine. Oh, yeah, you're in there. I'm not in there. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, you can email that to me right now, Richard.
Cool. All right. So today we're going to wrap up the year because this is our last episode of 2025.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're up to today's 28, episode 28. So we've been at this for a little while now, which is incredible because it seems like just yesterday when we had our first episode. But but yeah, I thought that we would. This time of the year, a lot of people like to talk about their goals and all things like that. And I'm not really one to talk about my New Year's resolution or anything like that. When I was way younger, yes, but I wanted to focus on reflecting on 2025 this year a lot because I find that this time of the year, there's so many people.
Hold on, you're
You
muffling.
mute. Yeah,
Yeah.
mute.
All right, try it
Yeah?
again. Yeah,
You're
we had a
fine.
Can you
lag.
hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
fine.
Okay. So many people get sad this time of the year for a number of different reasons. And I thought that it would be nice to go through 2025 and really reflect on the positive and, you know, just be grateful for what we've had and really look at it through a different lens and see it for the good that it was in the perspective that we don't tend to always see because we might be like, well, you know, take for instance, I'm not living in my life's purpose because I don't know what my life's purpose is. I don't know. I get a reading, I ask for my life's purpose. I don't know what I should be doing, so I feel like somehow I'm not fulfilling what I should be doing because I'm not living in my life's purpose.
Hmm.
And that gets a lot of people. That for real, sometimes even I'm like, oh, what am I doing? But I just want to shift the perspective and just remind everyone that just by doing what you have to do for you and doing things that make you happy, doing things maybe in a way that's different from when you were younger and maybe you were people pleasing if that was maybe something that you were guilty of, or maybe doing just too much because you were very goal oriented and you wanted to hit certain milestones by a certain age and then you carry that over into your spiritual life, just letting you know that that's not important and just talk about what we're happy that we did this year and see the good in it and go into 2026 really just knowing that we're exactly where we need to be.
I like that.
I agree.
Uh, I'm going to interject something here. Well, I think
No,
it's good timing. Right whenever you told me what we would be talking about tonight, reflecting on 2025, and the first thing I think it originated in jujitsu somewhere. But the first thought that came in my mind was, "But did you die?"
that's
You guys
great.
know that meme? Yeah,
No.
I had a big year. I had a big year on every front, and I'll tell you what. I think I like the back end of it a little bit. I think the back end has been very good, a lot better than the front end of the year, and uh, it's been life changing in a sense. So I think it's been an amazing year, and not to get all to put my tinfoil hat on or anything. Things are starting to happen. We're feeling it. We're feeling it in our community where more and more people are getting stronger. Well, they're growing in their faith or in their spirituality. What is the right way to say that? They're growing into their energy, essentially, remembering things.
There you go.
And yeah, remembering. Everyone is beginning, and people are coming in droves now. They're beginning to say, hey, there's more out there instead of this silly football game I'm watching or sporting event. There's more out there, and there's more out there. And it feels like more and more people are coming. It's like this. I saw a video earlier today, and it was talking about 15 movies that flopped in November. And this guy was going down this list, and I was like, I only heard of one of them. But that's probably indicative of people not going to the movies because it's stupid expensive for one thing, but for the next thing you're not that inclined because everything's kind of banal now and very they've got it all. There's like 7 different types of movies this guy was talking about. A drama, a romantic comedy, or something like that. But he had them like, is it that formulaic? Just like formulaic TV, like sitcoms, and being the worst box office month ever was just in November. And is that indicative of people growing up and saying, hey, I don't need that? Because whoever told us that entertainment in this manner, movies and TV were sold to us in a sense. They're sold to us. Hey, this is entertainment now. Where it used to, maybe it was a bit more social before that. Everybody would go out and drink them. Or, a couple would go to a bar, and most of the time the women would go and visit with their friends, and the dudes would go talk to their friends, that sort of thing. And now we're conditioned heavily with programming. Oh, wow, that was a heck of a rabbit hole.
But it's true. And how many of those movies are remakes? Like, there's so much
Mm-hmm.
now that's really not new anymore. So why do I want to go spend all that money to go watch something that's redone that I might not even like because the original was probably 10 times better?
Yeah, I agree. I
As
agree.
much as much as I want to believe that people aren't like consuming the media, I think that they're probably just consuming it at home. There's
Yeah.
Netflix and there's all the other streaming
Yes.
platforms, and I think people just don't want to go out and do anything anymore. I'm sorry to ruin your
No,
Well, it's not
no.
conversation.
ruined.
That's
And I think
good.
it's probably a bit of both, but I would really like to see like statistics. Is it that people are just watching? Yeah, because who wants to go out there?
Yeah. And I
It's,
don't think there's anything wrong if you're seeing it at home with a bunch of people or even if you're watching it alone.
oh my God, I wrote the word home the same time you said it. I was just finishing the
Oh,
E.
that's awesome.
That's it. That is cool. Awesome. And
Yeah.
Trista brings up a good point, though. And that's something that, Lucky, you want to elaborate on 2025? I've got another point, but let's see what Lucky has to say.
It has been an adventure far beyond what I've ever expected.
Excellent.
I have learned a lot. I have lost a lot of friends, but never closed the door. And that's honestly, I honestly don't send Christmas cards, but this year I sat down and decided, you know what, I'm going to send everyone a Christmas card with a personal note
Oh,
and just to always keep that door open. And that's honestly, like I said, I never send. I've always planned on sending Christmas cards every year. I buy a whole bunch of them ready to send, write them, and then never send them. Because you got to buy stamps. Well, this year I made a conscious effort. I'm sitting down writing a personal note, sending it, and like I said, I've lost a lot of, let's just say, a lot of connections. I didn't lose friends because I'm going to keep the door open no matter what. But I learned a lot by those let's just say those attachments stretching longer than I was expecting,
hmm.
and I learned a lot of myself, and it also gave me more time to be with myself, and that's something that I've not. Obviously, your channel has helped, honestly, Victor, of the self love sort of thing,
That's,
and it
that's good. Yeah.
is it has come to my favorite part of the meditation. I'll be honest.
Oh, right
Um,
there at the end.
Sharing it with everyone is great, which is what I love, but I've learned more about expressing it. Oh, this is a little bit more than I want to express, but the most person you can love the most important is loving yourself, and that's sometimes for me a very tough thing to do because it's easier for me to push and love and express it to everyone else. And I personally love it. I love to give rather than receive, but it also means that I have to learn to give to myself, and that it's a little bit emotional for me right now. But again, this is something that I've learned this year more than ever. That sometimes losing those connections means that you have to build the connection to yourself more. I wasn't expected to go this direction, but I finished. Yeah, that's 2025 has been wonderful for me. And some people, I mean, a lot of crap has happened, and a lot that I would in would I want to say that I could do without, but honestly, without that, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Excellent. There is a message for you on the screen.
I
Lucky.
like how Laura's cute little face like fits so perfectly right next to Lucky's face.
Aw,
Oh,
Also, I had to turn my volume down when Lucky started speaking, so I think that's a first.
I did
good.
too, actually.
And I'm not even joking.
I could turn myself down a bit if you
Awesome.
want. I
No,
have
no,
the
no,
power.
it's fine.
Thought
We'll
you
make
You
said
up
do
for
have the
lost
power.
time.
I thought we agreed we weren't going to touch it though.
I'm a nut.
So look how in sync we are. That Lucky's lesson is very much like my greatest lesson of 2025, which, yeah, there's self love, but then you think you know what it is to self love and whatever. And this year in 2025, there was a whole nother layer of self love with boundaries and just really questioning things that were important to me. And I too, for the very little friends that I do keep, I lost a good friend, but I don't want to say I lost. Let's say we're just different now, but I gained four. So that also taught me about that whole thing where, if something's not great for you, then don't settle, because if you let go, then there's better stuff coming in. And I don't even want to say better stuff because it's just different. It's more aligned with where I am right now. And that was love for myself, because I was settling and um I wasn't doing right by me. And that was a big lesson, and I didn't see it, and it really was a bittersweet lesson to learn, but it was necessary. And honestly, it's I feel good about it. Finally, I'm at a point where I'm like, yeah, okay, that you did the right thing. And that's sometimes tough to see.
It's good stuff.
Hmm. All right, Victor, so you had another point.
Oh, actually, yeah. And Trista, I already had the point out there, but she kind of solidified it. She was talking about people wanting to watch movies at home. I totally agree. I'd far rather
Hmm.
watch one in my home instead of going to a theater and just dealing with everybody else. Because that's why we have these wonderful home theaters. And probably the proliferation of big TVs getting cheap now. All right, I'm about to digress though. The interesting thing is probably another thing that was really important to me this year is my online friends. And so we're tending to stay home and watch movies. But now I ask everyone listening is think about how important your online friends are to you. And think about how it is no longer a stigma to have most of your friends be in this virtual environment. And it's interesting to think about. I can name people you guys know, and some of you yourselves, that I spend hours. I might spend, God, how many hours? 15 to 20 hours a week with, doing things, doing this and that, and stuff online. Think about how much time we spend together, and and now it's okay. Does that make sense? It's like we know it's
Hmm.
okay. But what we're doing is coming together and feeding one another, because it's always an exchange. You've heard me say that, you guys. It's always an exchange, and I like to think, even like our group here, we all bring something. We are bringing something here, and those some things that we're bringing may be filling in gaps in one another. But
Hmm.
I'm getting off the topic now. But I think I think I've lost any stigma that I may have had about having online friends. That I may have, I probably even made fun of myself, 5 or 6 years ago. But I think it's now we're all being called together. We're all coming together, and I've never had any relationships like the ones I have with my online friends. It's awesome, absolutely awesome.
That's great. And it's like, see how there's a certain maturity also that I feel that's come with all that.
Hmm.
Like I'm at peace with it, and I'm feeling okay, like I guess grounded and calm. Like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine that I have certain friends, and that we exchange things. And I love the Discord this
Hmm.
year really has, like, that's great to reach out and share and exchange ideas and things with people. But just even just, yeah, like, you're right. I would have probably goofed on myself, and I would have been like, those aren't real friends, and what do you really, but the way that I've changed, and the way that the coming together of people that really are more like me in this year, that's another thing. Yeah, that's brought me peace, and it's nice. It's nice to have them.
Hmm.
How about you, Trista? You've had some changes
Yeah,
with stuff
yeah.
this year.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, I think back like at the beginning of this year, because I take part in like a new moon group Reiki kind of thing. And like the year before, we were supposed to set a goal. And so I set a financial goal, like I want to be making this much money by the end of the year. And surprisingly, even though I thought I was being lofty, I was by the end of that year. And so I set it again and even higher. And here I am now unemployed so far. And I mean, it's interesting because at the very beginning of the year, everything was still wonderful. And as far as, I'm not going to say too much because I'm not supposed to grin, but that's okay. Um, but things were still really good and then started to decline as other things in my life started to pick up. And I think part of it, I mean, I wonder like if I didn't have all the support that I was gaining as that was waning, like would have I wanted the change as much as I did? Do you know what I mean? Like, was it because the offset was so out of balance now, where what was getting good was getting so good that it was showing me that what I thought was good really wasn't? And I think that's part of it, but I think that there were things that started to come up that were new. So I think it's a little bit of both, but it's fascinating to me because it would have been very so much more difficult to go through what I'm going through now if I didn't have, like, if we're talking about like online friends, if I didn't have the online friends that I have now, for sure. And like I can still talk to the people that I worked with and I still love them with all my heart, but it's different, and once you leave a place of employment, things change even if you don't want them to. They invariably do. So what's my point? However, I will say that I've had great online friends like all the time that I've been on the internet, like right from the get go, and I've believed because I think that when you have a friendship where all you can do is talk, and you're not, going to the bar and getting drunk or going places where your attention is everywhere else, but your attention has to be on the person that you're chatting with, right? Like you're constantly communicating, and that builds really great friendships. So I think that that's a big part of why I've always accepted online friendships as part and parcel to, my friendships in general. But that's what was the actual topic today? 2025.
That was one of you.
So yeah, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
things are changing hugely, and even though it's still like I don't know what I'm gonna do, there's still this like I know I can trust, and I know that it's gonna come. Although it's just one more month. That's all I've got money for is one more month. Um, provided some miraculous thing happens with EI, but we'll see because they didn't call me back, so I need to give them shit. But anyway, um, but yeah, so I'm getting a little bit nervous, but yet I'm still not. I don't have that anxiety that I normally would have had going through something like this, and that's huge. So
Excellent.
I think that's all. Yeah.
And Stacy builds on this and says she really likes meeting her online friends in person. And she's going to the Conscious Life Expo in case any of you are going. But and we've joked about this. I know I've joked with probably all of you about this. Is that one of these days we'll all gather up, probably sit down in someplace cool like that, and what are we going to do? Whip out our phones and text one another while we're all sitting in a big circle? Is it going to be weird?
Okay, you know what's funny is that my old roommate, when I was still in Saskatoon, so she had an online girlfriend, and they were so close, and everything was great, and whatever, and they weren't that far from each other. So I think we were, or was this in Edmonton? No, we were in Saskatoon still. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, they met and were hanging out, and it was so awkward that they went in separate rooms and just texted each other
Oh my
instead.
gosh. So it does happen.
I guess.
I need to interject. Millie, can I interject something here?
Sure,
I've,
absolutely.
I've received a photo of Darth. What was it? Darth Bacon. Apparently, Ben has decided to take the supervillain arc for next year, and I received a rendition of that superhero. Can I show it now, please? Or should I wait?
Oh, please.
No, show it, show
Okay.
it.
We're
There we go.
anticipating.
There we go. That is his
Oh
uniform.
my.
Is it Darth Bacon? Did I get that right?
Uh, d- That's bacon. That's definitely bacon.
That's perfect. Yeah, he's got
I'm
enough
I'm
fat and red.
I'm glad he's wearing pants because I was a little worried just from the waist up what was going to happen.
Oh no. Oh, is he one of those the no pants people? I only knew of Scotty and
I know I don't know anything about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
no one does. It's that odd icon that I have
Oh
or
yeah,
emote.
Scotty and his pants. Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Where is
I
Scotty?
I've gone with Scotty. Several groups with Scotty. Yes, and it's the no pants crew tends to come up quite a bit.
Mm, that's awesome.
Is he here?
It's no, he's not. Well, we're wishing Scotty well, and hopefully he'll catch us on the replay, and he'll
Oh,
get to see how much he's loved, and that we always bring him up.
and something else that's reflecting on 2025. Hey, let's call him in. Let's call him in. Have everyone in chat call in Scotty.
All right, let's do this. All right, let's see if it works. What's the time now? 11:28. Or so, my time.
I'll write it down.
All right, let's see if he shows up.
Was anyone else just thinking boobs really loudly?
No.
11:28.
No, Millie says flatly.
Oh my god. But anyway, see, just that, like, how calm are you talking about those things that are really pivotal in a person's life, and you're just like, it's going to be okay, and it's okay. And I think that that's another sign right there too of our maturity and our comfort, our
But I
peace.
do there's that logical part of my brain that's like, what are you doing? Like, let's get this show on the road. Like, you should be panicking. You should be accepting any job, even if it's something you don't want to do and you don't know if you can do, and just apply for it all. And, but that doesn't feel right. It's gotta feel right.
Yes.
And every reading that I've done or like had done and done myself has said, it's going to be great and you're not going to have to settle. And everything will line up perfectly. So
Excellent. Sometimes you just got to do it. You just got to take that step.
yeah.
And you're building your online community. You've had dailies every day with, well, almost every day, right? You do it like by week, and that's not a knock. That's not a knock for the last couple of days because that's fine. It's a hiatus. But like you were doing every single chakra, then you were doing the car reads, but always incorporating the tuning forks and healing, and that's like really good to get yourself on a schedule like that. And now you're. Last I looked, you were like 222 subscribers, so you're growing too. So you're putting your energy towards good things for Trista.
After the village, I think I'm at like 238 now.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
241.
Wow. You see? That's great. You invested time into yourself.
And I've had a few clients over the last couple of weeks as well, so that's really helped to kind of calm me down.
Well, good.
All right.
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
the beginning of 2025, I remember 3 weeks in being like, oh my God, this is like a roller coaster. I just was like freaking out because everyone kept saying the times were going to get crazier and that everything was just going to accelerate. Here we are at the end of 2025, and for sure, I feel that time has accelerated. And yet here I am so calm and I don't know, pretty unfazed to a degree because it can wait and I can rest and I can take a nap and it's not that pressing. And that's happened for me. Do you guys find the same? Because like they're saying that next year that the December's really gonna November flu, October flu. They say this month's gonna fly, and by they I'm talking about like astrology forecasting and
Mm,
things like that. And January is also supposed to be a very eventful as far as astrology and cosmology month. But yet I'm very calm when I can keep myself calm. I think the
mm.
meditating has helped me too. Now I'm up to 3 times a day because I've incorporated D, and I think that that helps. But any thoughts from you guys on the energy and how you handle it and how you feel about it?
Yeah, everything's going so fast, and that makes me nervous even above and beyond, because it's like, wow, last month just flew by and I'm still here not working yet. And it's all going so fast. That kind of adds to my nervousness a little bit, but still trusting. But I also, um, like my schedule's so messed up that it's like, of course everything's off. Like everything is new. Like, you know, I'm home all day, doing different things that, even, on my days off or whatever that I wasn't doing before. And, my sleep schedule is just wrecked and whatever.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter that much at this moment anyway. But like, I think that just adds to my own perception of how wonky time is. And it'll go in both directions where like the month goes fast, but then like, an hour will go really slowly. So that's always kind of fun too.
This speed up thing too could be due to our presence. We're far more present now this year than we might have been last year or the year before. And if you're present, everything goes very quickly. You ever notice when you're very present in Truth Wave, it's over. It's just like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think that's a lot to
definitely.
do with it, with time, because we've all felt it, we've discussed it, time speeding up and having that sensation of it, because we actually go and slow it down. We go out and put that intention into it, and so think about it. That's kind of a twofold thing. Our presence is increasing. We're far more present energetically on so many levels now, and so think that probably makes it because we're getting into that no time space,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. Who brought up that? Who brought up the no time thing? Did you? There's a space, or we were discussing it somewhere between all of us. But there's apparently you get to that space of no time because because it's something we manufacture to regulate our days, and in essence, it doesn't technically exist.
Right. In the 3D, it exists, but
Well,
only because that's
Our
how we've been
brain.
living the 3D.
yeah,
Now we're maybe physically still in the 3D, but we're not in the 3D. And
yeah.
that for a while too was very tricky, especially the beginning of the year. And I think that now too, I'm learning to maneuver that differently.
I wonder if part of the time shiftingness is our vibration changing. So if we're
Sure.
vibrating at a different rate and our frequency's changing, then our perception of the world around us is going to shift as well.
It's like those tuning forks of yours. I've had them experience while you're using them and demonstrating them, and I don't think I've ever had that experience before. Because remember that one episode that was like the second one you banged? Is it banged? Is that the correct
Yeah,
term? And
activated, I
activated.
think
That's a
is,
better. I like
yeah.
that better. But you activated that, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I felt it. I felt it originate right here, and then work different directions. I don't remember the specific directions, but it was an
Mm,
amazing experience I'd never had before.
Hmm.
that's very
So I
cool.
agree.
Yeah.
Lucky, any
Ooh,
thoughts
Ben
on
says,
time? I
Ben,
haven't read the chat.
can I read this comment quickly?
Read
Yes.
it.
There's a
Yes,
tribe
please.
in South America that has no words for future or past, and they have much lower stress levels as a result. I bet.
That's wonderful.
That's very cool. Okay, sorry. Go,
No,
Lucky.
no, no, no. That was good. I haven't looked at any of the. I'll catch up on the chat while Lucky's speaking, but I'm
Yeah.
still listening to you, please.
What are we talking about? Because I'm that no luck, no past and no future. Wow.
Pretty good one, isn't it?
I'm stunned by that because my brain is always fighting to live in the present, and because I'm always worried about the future and worried about what I did in the past. So what was the theme of our comes to this? I've lost all sense of
Reflections on 2025.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's blew my mind. I think I need to learn that. I mean, the reflection 2025. I've been doing better at it, living in the moment, and also I've also learned that when I disagree with someone's practices, it's okay. I don't have to comment on it. I can just leave it as it is. There's a lot of times when I'm hearing someone talking about it, and I, I have a better way, and then I think to myself, the higher self says, no, you have your better way, but that doesn't mean you have a better way. And again, I'm listening to that higher self more. I'm actually maybe less hearing it easier now. And maybe it's because of the meditations twice a day, or actually no, I've been doing more than twice a day because I do my own personal meditation, which I think also is part of me is that I need to do with myself, which is honestly, Victor, your meditations have influenced mine, where I thank all the nodes myself. Then I bring in divine energy from each of the nodes in my own personal meditations.
Oh,
And also, I am big on the Merkaba, and I've shifted those nodes into the Merkaba in a way, because the Merkaba is not two pyramids, they're all three, pyramid is four base, Merkaba is three base. But I took the nodes and made my own into the Merkaba, and I love the Merkaba. Personally, I love the Merkaba. It's one of the things that I've always, for years, it's always, from my meditation, it's helped me a long time. I mean, maybe 20 years I've known about Merkaba. But again, I lost track of my thoughts again, didn't I?
so we're talking about your individual.
Yeah, divine energies. I think divine has been a word that I have not used until this year, where I have focused on not just taking the energies from different sources of pure, but divine peace, where peace is wonderful, but divine peace kind of puts an exclamation point on it, and that's something I've also learned. The divine energies, and then of course chat. I'm horrible. I used to be huge in chat. Used to be great at it. It used to be my whole life. Now I have trouble keeping up with chat. And it used to be that I don't know what's going on. I think what's wrong with you. And I realized, no, I can let the chat go. And if I don't catch something, it'll come back and let it go. If I don't catch all the chat, it's okay. And I don't take it personal, like I am falling behind the chat. And I'm, because it used to be that if I didn't acknowledge people, people thought I was ignoring them. But now it's just because they get in my own head, and I'm stuck in my own head not watching the chat, and then that's okay. If people think that I'm ignoring them, I can go back later and say, no, I'm not ignoring you. I'm accepting you, and you accept me that sometimes I miss some of the chat.
And that's
Chat's
also being
tough.
more present, because you're being present in what you're doing and what you're talking about, or the point that you're trying to bring across, rather than keeping up with the chat.
And also, it's the point is across to me that I have to focus. Sometimes in the video, I'm getting stuff that I need to deal with. And although someone says hi to me in chat and I'm not seeing it, it's my need to, people please that I have to, oh no, I'm hurting someone's feelings. But sometimes it's about they'll get over it and I have to focus on me for a few seconds. That's okay. I have to be okay with that. And I'm learning to be okay with that. It's been a tough haul. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. That's big with me.
And I think you've been so good about saying that it's a struggle for you to balance the chat and, let's say, for example, the meditation or something else. So we know we're going to all probably individually say hi to you anyway and acknowledge that you came in,
Yeah,
but not necessarily flinch if you don't say hello because we know you're doing your thing. So it's more like, hey, we greet you, we see you.
it is. It
Hmm.
is the meditation. Before the meditation, I have a little session, and then we go through the meditation. And after, I try to get engaged with people. But then, even when the meditation is done and the video's done, I still continue off just in case to, tie up any loose ends because that daily truthfully meditation is something I'm not used to. Because sometimes, I was talking about this earlier that sometimes the nightly meditations, my third eye is just blown out. It is just sometimes it is just I don't know words for it because I beginning when I opened my third eye, there was that feeling that new, sometimes it was painful. Boom. Now it's just like this flower popping out of my head, something I'm not used to, and it is always the nightly one. I don't understand why it's the nightly one. The daily one is kind of easier because I'm not worried. Not worried. Not the word's not the word, but experiencing that third eye pulsing. But it's all new experiences that I'm still getting used to. And I thought I was so far along on my path, but of course, the higher self says the spiritual journey. It's not a destination. It's a continuum. It's a journey.
Hmm.
And focus on the journey. Yes, you'll be on plateaus for a little while. That's good, but again, you're on a journey. Enjoy it while you have it, because when you go to the other side, you're gonna look back at these journeys and be so enthralled by them.
Yeah,
I don't.
100%. And I think that that's what it is. I think that we're at peace with it now. It's like the first or second time that I heard that, like, when you first go through that initial dark night of the soul, and that's like, wow, and you're looking all crazy and everything. You might even have that two or three of them. And I'm honest, I was a hot mess. And, I looked like a wild woman and I was tired and just, wow, I don't even think I was learning anything. I don't know what the heck was happening to me. I felt like a car dragged me through town.
And I'm thinking
But
like gamer chick Millie, you know,
Gamer Chick Fil A, oh my
somebody
god.
gets involved in a video game or something.
Oh,
Well, I'm thinking of
yeah.
Penny from Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know if you ever saw that episode, but that was
No,
good.
I did not.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like when someone kind of mentioned to me, or I came to the realization that this is something that's going to continue, I was like, wow, talk about deflated. I just was like, so happy that I got through it. And then I was like, oh no, this is going to keep happening. But of course, it's somewhat less of an intensity, but not always. And that's another thing. And I think I'm at peace with that now because now it's sort of like I'll realize when I'm going into it, and I'm more gentle with myself, and I'll be like, oh, that's just not important right now. And I think that that's where I've gotten right now, and it really, that feels liberating to me because I finally think that, dare I say, mastered the whole 3D 5D experience when it comes to that Millie that still had to do all these things can find other ways to get them done, and no one's dying, and everything is fine, and it's okay. And there's some serenity that comes with that, man. I don't know.
Mm.
All I can hear in my head is, Penny, you have a Cheeto in your hair. Thanks. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Probably, probably. And what's funny is, like, I started to go through the list earlier today, right? Because I was gonna put down all these things, and I'm going through it, and I ended up going like to not the beginning, but to years past, right? I went like far beyond 2025, and I was looking at things like, that you hear, oh, you're meant to be a guide, or you're meant to be a coach, or you're meant to be a teacher, and you listen to these things and you're like, yeah, I got to find my purpose. What do I know? What am I going to teach these people? What have I mastered? what advice can I give someone that's really going to change their life? But when I thought about it, it's really kind of funny because I was already a teacher. I was already a coach, not in the spiritual sense, but it's not like that. And
Yeah.
you can't take yourself so literal. Even way back when I was in corporate, I was working with younger people. I was putting the interns where they needed to go, seeing what their strong suits were, matching them up with the right boss because I knew also, certain people gravitate towards different, the dynamic there, so no one would get like upset at the end of the day, because the real world can be a scary place. And I was doing it already. So I think that once you come to an understanding that you don't have to have a YouTube channel, you don't have to be doing tarot cards, you don't have to
Mhm.
be. If you want to, that's great, and that's fine. I like them. I don't know that I would be out doing a spread for someone. Maybe if someone asked, but either which way, the whole point is that I really got a big appreciation for where I've been and kind of no pressure as to where I need to go.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's a lot of things you've released.
I did, and
Yeah.
I think that that's what it's been about. And you see, like, even the release isn't even a quarter as bad as it was in the beginning. Because in the beginning, oh my God, those nightly cries and even during the day, and the panic attacks, and because I don't think I'm the only one that got panic attacks during the dark night because I didn't know what a panic attack was till I started going through that anxiety and I can't breathe. Oh my God. And I'd be like 2 blocks away from my house. I don't know where I am. I gotta pull over. Turn on the map. Someone turn on the map. I tell my kids, turn on the because I didn't remember how to get somewhere that I had been a million times.
Wow.
It was just really and not around the corner from my house, but pretty close. And it was just I was in a sense a basket case, but I was functioning, but it was a true loss of self.
Yeah, as a man, it's hard to admit my panic attacks. And although I'm not sure that I have them under control, but I've learned to accept them like an old friend. I don't know how else to express it because you can't let the panic attacks control you, but you can't just make them go away. There's a balance there, and that's one of um, my wife doesn't understand it. And she's a woman. She says, "No, what the hell was wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it. I can't be in a crowded store. It's just awful." But she accepts that because I'm very efficient. If I need to get in the store and I need to get out, I'm very efficient at getting everything we need and getting out, which is cool. Besides that, I learned to reduce my caffeine and increase my D. That's, you know, not a doctor, just saying what worked for me. Decreasing caffeine, although tea caffeine is different than coffee and soda caffeine. I love tea, and I've learned that the tea that I take, that I love so much, don't even though it has caffeine, it helps me wake up, but doesn't influence my anxiety. But the anxiety pops up, and I'm like, yeah, you are okay, fine. We're just gonna stay here for a little while and just enjoy whatever it is. Either taking a walk, because that's another thing about having anxiety attacks is the best thing for it for me is taking a walk, no matter where I am. And if it means walking around a parking lot, or hopefully finding, because the wonderful thing is that I have a, a hiking app where I can punch in where I am, and it'll find a trail near me. And it's
Ah.
and I'm like, okay, gonna go to the trail.
The
And
all trails? What's it called?
it's called back. No, it's called Onyx Backcountry. I've had all trails, and I got mad at it because it would skip some of the trails that I know very well. So now I'm trying. I did all trails last year, and this year I'm doing Onyx Backcountry. Although I did do Onyx off-road by accident because they have more than one app. They have a hunting
Mm.
app, an off-roading, for like biking or four-wheel driving. So yeah, I have a four-wheel driving app for no apparent reason because I misunderstood, and so now I got the other one. So I still have the four-wheel driving app because it was on discount, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just trying out the different hiking apps because I'm also Audubon Society, and then this and the trustees, which are they own lots of land across Massachusetts. And again, hiking. That's my anxiety relief, and maybe that's another thing is that sometimes maybe it's the higher self saying, "You need to go hiking. Let's give you some anxiety," which I think happens sometimes, and it's annoying as all. But again, I've also learned that my ego. I used to treat my ego like a dog, like a naughty dog. You have to train it well, blah blah blah. But now I've learned my ego is kind of like a friend, not a great friend, but a friend that I can listen to and sometimes push off. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a great story, but I got to go this way. But I'm listening to you. An ego that I've learned that ego is something I have to listen to, but not take everything they say as carnal truth, but say, thank you for your put. And that's also helped me reduce my anxiety. But again, if I don't control this stuff, my caffeine and my ego, my anxiety goes through the roof. And what am I going to do with myself? I'm going to take a walk.
Excellent.
So tea has other properties that make it more adaptogenic, and that's why the caffeine doesn't affect people in the same way. Because, like L-theanine, for instance, it's really high in green tea, but I think it naturally occurs in black tea as well. Because green and black tea is just when it's picked, right?
In
So
white tea,
there's
yeah.
at least some, yeah, at least some L-theanine in there. So that'll help. Because I've noticed when I put reishi mushroom in my coffee, it doesn't give me the jitters the way it would otherwise.
Yeah, I was doing the coffee with the mushrooms in it for a long time,
Hmm.
but um, I just don't like the taste of coffee. I've learned to just
Yeah,
like the
that's
taste of
fair.
coffee. I love the mushroom part. My wife tried my mushroom coffee once and almost threw up because she said it tastes like dirt. It's gross. And I'm like, well, that's how I feel about all coffee. The mushroom part is what I
I don't taste
liked.
mushrooms in coffee at all.
I love the
Yeah.
mushroom, the earthy. I have had mushroom tea,
Hmm.
but it's just too expensive. It just to me, it's just not worth it because I'm getting the better. I like loose tea too, which although I did have loose tea and bag tea from the same company, and I like that bag tea better, which I'm a tea snob where I'm like, bag tea, huh. But this company makes such great bag tea. It's called Paris something. It doesn't matter what.
Hilton.
No, no, it's not called Paris Hilton. It's
Look,
like the
Lucky, I'm actually two bagging it tonight.
interesting. Two bag of what though?
Prince Wellington, Earl Grey.
Earl Grey, yes, yes. And Paris is supposed to be a version of Earl Grey. It's probably like Earl Grey that's not as strong. It's more flowery, and I honestly, I went on vacation. I needed tea, and I bought this stuff, and I just adored it. Because no one's ever heard of it, but this company makes it in the loose version too. And they also have another tea, which is a burnt tea, because back in the day when they were transporting tea, they had to roast it, barbecue it, so they could travel all the way to Russia, up to Russia. That's what China did, and it became prized by people. And of course, the China's like, we burn the tea. What's wrong with you, crazy white people? But again, I love it. And there's also something called Oquan, the Iron Lady tea. These are very strong teas that I love. But again, high caffeine. But Twist is right. High caffeine, but there's other things in it that balance it out so
Yeah.
well.
I like getting powdered medicinal mushrooms to put in whatever. There's one brand, like
Oh yes.
a few of them will just kind of sink to the bottom, but there's one brand that it actually dissolves perfectly and they're beautiful. And if anyone cares, it's Harmonic Arts. They're Canadian and they're amazing. And it'll dissolve like nothing. And it tastes kind of savory and lovely actually. The mix anyway. Reishi's disgusting, but that's okay.
Excellent.
I've done the mushroom tea, and that's pretty good. But okay, so that also brings us into another thing, right? That maybe some people stress about because they hear, "Oh, I'm not eating what I should. I should be drinking the cleanest water. I should be having the cleanest diet. Maybe I need to be, vegan or something because all these spiritual people are talking about how I should do this or I should do that. But is it just that we're learning to listen to our bodies? Like I've drank coffee forever. I was drinking espresso at 9 years old, and I still like espresso. But I noticed I had coffee the last 2 days, and today I noticed my feet were swelling. And I had been drinking tea all these days, and I wasn't getting any swelling. And just little things like that that I'm like, oh, is the coffee giving me inflammation? And I never noticed because I drank coffee forever and I thought I felt great. But now I'm starting to learn things. Cleaning up your diet is just really kind of listening to you and not that you have to go out and start a whole new diet regime and just be a better, cleaner you.
Mhm.
No, step by step.
Just listen.
I've also learned that
I agree.
you empower your water, you pray to it, and so that thank you, and it may not be the perfect water, but by putting your energy into it, it kind of puts you on the right energy path. I'm not sure, but it works for me. Well, let's just say
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do what you go do. I'm just explaining what works for me and not advising in any way.
Water's so programmable. We can put whatever into it and reap that benefit. And everything is water, right? Almost everything. So,
I have so
Yeah,
much
even
water.
us.
I'm always drinking water.
yeah.
Yeah.
And can you guys all look at our private chat within the group, please?
Yeah.
All of you. We'll be right back with each and every one of you out in chat here in a moment.
Hey, Chloe.
All right. So we're good?
Mm-hmm.
Millie's a yes. Who wrote cool?
Yeah.
Okay, Trista, Lucky.
I don't see anything in private chat.
See, if
Did
you
you
look
click
on the
on it?
screen, there's comments, and then on the right, there's private chat.
Yep, I got private chat, and it just says sounds good. And Millie, Trista, there's nothing
Okay,
in there.
now remember it's private.
Scroll up.
So just scroll up. Okay.
That's it. The first thing is Trista
Hey,
saying sounds
Chloe.
good.
Okay, here, let me
I might be.
copy this.
I got comments and private chat. Nothing. That's interesting. Oh, cool. Yeah.
All right. All right, I was just checking with the team here. I am not next week. It's actually Lucky, so I had to clear it first. And we're going to have a prediction show for 2026 next Sunday. And I posted our email address. I pinned it, I should say. And we'd like each and every one of you to send one or two suggestions on your predictions for next year. So keep that in mind, and we'll bring our predictions, whether they be spiritual or just a guess. And what we'll do is we'll keep a list of them, post them on the site, and then a year from now we will review. We will review our predictions. Or even mid-year we can do it, see how many of them have come true so far. Sound good?
That sounds good. That sounds good. So then next week will be like a free week, and then we'll give Lucky the week after because I like
Right.
his topic for the week after too. So that's good.
Mhm, mhm.
Excellent.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yay. All right. So, we're at 59 and okay. So, and I don't even feel like we even spoke about what's happening globally. It's like, who cares about the whole world,
Yeah,
right?
we did.
I think the biggest thing globally was 3IA Atlas, which I just didn't
Mhm.
even, I wasn't phased. I didn't care about 3IA Atlas. I mean, some people, towards the end, I kind of got curious. And
Oh,
then
it's
what
still
else?
out there.
It is. It is. And things are happening.
It's still weird shit, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. The weather, right? The crazy fog. And then people getting sick from the fog, allegedly. What else do we have?
The drones.
Was that this year
Or
Oh
was that 23?
yeah.
I thought it was like at the
or
beginning
last?
of
No,
the
no,
year.
it was this year. It was
It
this
was.
year.
That's crazy. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
drones everywhere. Yeah, we had some in my town. Yeah, that's crazy.
And there's a
It's like out
flu
of a
that's
movie.
there's a flu pandemic now, which is I don't know, not my problem. I'm
I'm healthy.
taking my vitamins and treating myself well. I think that's all that really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things go around. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And then when we're not
Or they're
exposed to
intentionally
them,
spread.
then when we're not exposed to them, we have a hard time fighting them off
And
when we are. So,
look at how we're programmed every winter. Go get a flu shot because the flu's going around. Or it seems like flu would be more active in the summer because it has a better environment in which to thrive. Or is it because we're more closed up inside? And actually, when the flu kicks in, it's like still fall, right? So how much of that is programming in us? Oh, now all this stuff is going to get spread around while it's cold outside because viruses and things spread better in cold, I would imagine.
apparently they do because it keeps them. It's just like refrigerating something, right? So when they do the vaccines, they have to keep them refrigerated. So apparently, yeah, they do. But
So
I
you
mean,
can
we don't
wipe
get as
your
much.
cuties on something, and I come by and I get the frozen kind of the cold version of it, and then I take it inside, or it heats up on my body, or I touch an orifice. Is that kind of where you're going?
Um, I guess. I mean, now keep in mind, big pharma crap. Not a fan. So I'm not going there. Um, but from my understanding, yes, cold does keep them alive, right? Whereas heat will kill them. But it's more, I think, about the vitamin D, about the holidays that happen in the winter where we're eating a whole bunch of sugar and
Mm.
crap and stress and not getting outside as much. And I mean, there's like a multitude of reasons why we get sick in the winter. But it's normal and it's fine and just deal with it. And then once you're sick for, a few times, then you get that resistance going.
Hmm.
We should get sick at least a couple times a year, at least just like sniffles. And then the faster you heal from it is the indication of how healthy you are.
Right. All for your immune system. Any other big takeaways from 2025 that maybe I just failed to see? I don't watch the news. I'm trying to think of what it was.
I think we're all in the same boat
Yeah.
there.
The eclipses, I guess they were big.
Mm.
Were they big this year?
The portals were big.
The portals were big. Yeah. Um,
Well, there was that one
oh,
eclipse. Was that this year or the end of last year? That was like a full solar eclipse in this part of the world because that doesn't happen very often.
yeah. That was this year. We had
That was
that.
this year. Yeah.
We had some disclosure, right? Both from UFO and then from other
Hmm.
things or people or groups of people that maybe some celebrities, things like that.
Hmm.
So we're
Hmm.
starting to hear some different things about those people.
Oh, that'll be a good Epstein prediction for next weekend.
Yeah.
Will the files come out or not? Kind of thing.
I don't know. Maybe just all the talk about the files gets people thinking about the files so that when they do eventually we start hearing things and people are more open to it.
And they
You know?
released some files a couple days ago, or like a day before Christmas, and all you had to do is pull up the PDF, copy the redacted stuff, and put it in a word processor, and all they did was put a black square over it. So you were able, so they didn't redact anything in it, and people
Oh,
within an
really?
hour were reading the entire document with the
I haven't
redacted
really.
stuff in it because they just fouled up in their PDF. They didn't actually mark it out. They put just a graphic over it or something.
Yeah, they didn't pay for the PDF license, so they used something else. They used a third party, and it was removed easily in the PDF. Yeah,
That's funny.
I don't know about that, but hey,
but why do people talk about it? Just let it go until they release the other things what they were going to mess up on. Now that they know they're not the rest of the files. They're going to make sure that they black it out. But there's neither here nor there.
yep, some of them are false or compromised. I get the feeling. I mean, I can't prove anything. I just,
Can't prove anything, but interesting.
I agree
yep,
with you. I agree with Ben on that.
yeah, me too. But that's why we need to do our discernment. And you kind of you hear things, and certain of us have certain ways that we know whether something is true or not because we got a hit on it. And even if we don't have that, I think sometimes we just really resonate with something, and we're just able to see the truth in it.
Hmm.
All right. Well, so don't forget to send us your predictions for next week. Celebrate the end of 2025. Uh, be healthy, be safe. It was wonderful having you guys here, and we'll see you next week.
Like, yeah.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Bye.
Namaste.
Take care.
Bye bye.